Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, I'm back with another pickup video here. This one's going to be a pretty short one. Basically, I got quite a bit of stuff I want to show you, but some of it I already traded off, so it's not going to be as much. So, let's see here, at the beginning of the month, on like April 1st, I made a trade. I actually traded a guy a copy of, no, what was it? A copy of Little Nemo the Dream Master. And I also sold him a copy of Chippendales for like $5, but pretty cheap because it's a really good game. He really wanted it. He's a local guy in the St. Louis retro group, so I wanted to help him out. I got it cheap. I sold it to him the same price I paid for it. I got the manual. I kept that. So I mean, I didn't want to say I made a profit, but I basically broke even. And he got me Mr. Cybernoid here. Have yet to play this game, but it's called Cybernoid, the Fighting Machine by Acclaim. I'm guessing it's probably some type of a shooter by looking at it anyway. If you know anything about it, tell me about it in the comments. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. A lot of these games I haven't had a chance to check out yet. I've been kind of backlogged. Been doing a lot of other stuff. I actually haven't played a game here in probably almost a week. Wow, I know it's been a while. I was playing Gargoyles Quest 2 the other day, but besides that, I haven't really had much of a chance to play games. I've been working a lot and doing whatever else. So let's see here. Then a woman I contacted on Facebook. Well, she actually contacted me. I had one of my, as everybody calls them, the infamous in search post. I put these on a lot of the local pages, and like I said, I've had a lot of good luck. A woman gets a hold of me, shows me a picture. I'll try to insert it here somewhere. It was of like 20 Nintendo games and like a little plastic case that held 10 of them, kind of like one of those little display cases where you slide them in. You can see the end labels. Well, I asked her how much because I really hate setting the price because I don't want to lowball the person because I'm not an asshole, but I don't want to oversell it either. I mean, I don't want to be like, here, I'll give you $60, and then them would have been like, oh, okay, well, I'm much better for $10. So it was like 20 games. I basically only needed it for one game. So I asked her how much for the games, and I figured she'd tell me like a price each or something. And she goes, well, there's 20 games, so how about $20? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And I did it because I knew I could trade in the other games and get some other games I needed, which is essentially what I did. But the games that were in there was Super C, Top Gun Second Mission, Ikari Warriors, the unlicensed RBI Baseball, which I wish it was the licensed one because I still need that. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Super Mario Bros. 3, Double Dragons 2, Star Tropics, Batman, Excite Bike, Battle of Olympus, Baseball Stars, Ski or Die, Goal, The Black Bass, Mario Duck Hunt, Tiger Heli, TNC Surf Designs, Bases Loaded 3, which kind of upset me because I've had the hardest time finding that game. And then once I bought one at Game Trader 2, I found two more since then. I'm like, what the hell? But it's cool. I don't mind buying from Game Trader 2. I love helping them out. Anyway, and then I got the carrying case, and I also got Super Dodgeball, which was the one game I needed. By the way, Cybernoid was Acclaim. This it looks like this is put up by CSG Image Soft Inc. I've never heard of them, but anyway, it's a super deformed sports game for the Nintendo. It's a pretty fun game. I remember playing it many moons ago. It's actually valued at about $15, so I figured $20 for the lot is fine because with games like Super C and all that, it's a great deal. I traded off everything but that and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I traded it to a store, a pretty local store. I got like $43 in credit. So I bought some stuff out of that, which I'll show you here in a minute. One game, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, I'm trading to, I can't remember, Retro Nerd, I think he calls himself, at the Route 66 flea market. I'm giving him that for a cheaper price because he helped me out in the next game, which I got here, which is, let's see here, JVC's Star Wars. It's Star Wars is one of those side-scrolling type games. I wasn't really a big fan of it. I like Star Wars. Talk about that. I'm hyped about the new movie coming out. Seeing Han Solo and Chewie at the end of the last trailer definitely got me going. But anyway, Retro Nerd helped me get that, and because he cut me a deal on that, I'm gonna cut him a deal on Mike Tyson's Punch Out because he said he needed it. Talk about deals. I made a trade with a guy on the St. Louis Retro group. Traded him a couple of the Play It Loud Game Boys with their cases, and the deal was he was gonna give me $40, a copy of Legends of the Diamond, and a copy of WCW Wrestling. Well, he gave me WCW Wrestling. He couldn't find Legends of the Diamond. He thought he had it, so he ordered a complete in-box copy of it, which once it got to his house, apparently he left it down somewhere to where his dog could get it, and his dog destroyed it, and he posted a picture on the Facebook page, and it looked pretty bad. So apparently he ordered another copy, which he didn't have to do. I even told him that. And I told him that I would have been happy with just a game, but instead he went ahead and gave me the CIB copy of it, which I appreciate a lot. You know, I mean, I'm not going to look down on his gift horse. He said he helped me out because I helped him out, and it's always good to keep local friends, especially people who find stuff. That way you guys can trade more in the future. And he's into handheld stuff, which I'm really not. I like some handheld games, some handheld systems, but it's not really what I'm going for. It's just certain ones I like. So whatever else I find, I'll pass on to him. Last video I showed you the games I got, like Jimmy Counters Tennis, and Mario's Missing, and quite a few others. Well, my friend Danny, who went and is the one that picked up the Panic Restaurant and Fire and Ice and Cowboy Kid and all those, he picked up a few games for me himself that first day he went. Because he told me a few of the ones she had, and these are some of the ones I told him to pick up for me. So he picked up Gold 2, which is actually kind of hard to come across. It's getting up there in price a little bit. I think it's like around $15 mark right now. It's by Jellico. It's an okay soccer game. It's not bad. I actually prefer World Cup, but that's just me. Then he also picked me up a copy of Ocean's Jurassic Park, which I love that label. There you go. You can see the Velociraptor there. It's kind of weird because if you hold it the wrong way, well, you can't really see here, but if it's in the wrong light, you really can't even see that. And all of a sudden you see it, you're like, wow. So, the game itself is pretty shit. It's not my favorite version of Jurassic Park, but it's not a horrible game by any means. It could be a lot worse. He also, that came with the manual, by the way. This one came with 2 copies of the manual. I don't know why it came with 2 copies, but what the hell. And it is Bandai's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, horrible game. Once again, though, this game is going up a little bit in value. It's kind of hard to keep track of. I actually think one of the reasons why it's going up in value is because of the Angry Video Game Nerd's review on it about how horrible it is. It seems like once he does reviews, especially when he talks about how bad something is, it does sell. I really have no clue why, but it is a pretty shitty game. Really hard to control, really hard to play. I love the cover art. I love the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but the game itself is just not worth it. Another game he got me is Electro Brains Supercars, which is once again, I think it's around a $20 title, $15-$20 title. It's harder to find. I've never seen it out in the wild, so I was happy to get it. It came with the manual, and the last game did not come with the manual. It came with a cut box. Cut box is basically what rental stores did back in the days. They would cut the top and the bottom off the box and one side, and that way they could slide it into a rental case. And I mean, it's kind of cool to see because it kind of harkens you back to the days of rentals, so it kind of, you know, pulls in that memory string. But this box would be pretty valuable right now, and I would have loved it because either A, it would just look cool, or B, I could have traded the box for like another game of some sort. But either way, it didn't come with the manual. It came with like tacked on instructions on the back of the box. But this game is Hudson Soft's Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. This game, if you look at it, for some reason, I swear to God, it reminds me. Oh, I should say VeggieTales reminds me of this. And this game is horrible. I cannot stand it. It's like a RPG type of game where you're going around and you're trying to fight a zucchini or something. And I really don't understand it. I wish I did. But I don't like it. But it's kind of a quirky title. It's one of those cool looking ones to have and say, hey, look, I got Princess Tomato. Not too many people have that game. Well, probably quite a few have them, but not that many people are proud to say they have them. Okay, so as I said, I went and traded in those one games I bought. And with those, I picked up the box for Kirby's Adventure, which is kind of cool. I'm not real big into box games, but I love Kirby. I think Kirby is a cool character. This box is cool cover art. The way he's like sucking in the box in the background, you see the stars and little creatures' eyes and everything. Kirby's a fun game if you haven't played it yet. I suggest you do so. I think it definitely pushed the envelope of what the Nintendo could do. Very vibrant colors, very bright colors, a lot of moving sprites on screen, very minimal slowdown, and just the fact that you're able to like suck up people and spit them out and everything. What's funny about Kirby is a lot of people didn't know that Kirby's Adventures is actually the second Kirby game. Because the first Kirby, can't remember the name of it, I think it might have just been called Kirby, was on the Game Boy. On the Game Boy, when you sucked up enemies, you didn't absorb their powers. You could just shoot them, spin them back out at other people. This is the first one where you were able to absorb them and absorb their power, which I think was pretty cool. So I got the box. It was a little expensive. It was like $20. But I got the game for like next to nothing, so that's cool with me. Hopefully I'll be getting the manual for it this weekend, and then I'll have it complete in box. Another game I picked up while I was there with Trade was Trade West High Speed Pinball. And this is a great game. This is one of my favorite pinball games of all time. I never played the actual pinball machine. I've been told it's really good. But I loved playing this on the Nintendo. I went to my friend's house, and he had it. And, I mean, we played it all the time. And I used to get, like, really high scores in it. The other game I picked up from there is Capcom's Yonoid. Once again, it's a typical Capcom platformer. It's actually a pretty fun game. I think it's around the $10 mark. I think it might be going up some. I could have sworn it was like $5 maybe a year ago. But it's a fun game. If anybody remembers the Noid character, he was from Domino's. I don't think they use him anymore. I don't believe so anyway. Let's see here. The last game I picked up from there, because they have I picked these up from Grumpy Bob's Emporium, by the way. Basically, the reason why I trade there and buy there a lot is because they're close. They're only like maybe 10 minutes up Raptor Road. I don't have to travel into Missouri and travel across the highways and stuff, which can be a pain in the ass some days. And as much as I love Game Trader 2, sometimes it's hard for me to make it over there, especially with their hours, with my hours, everything else. But if you're in the Maryville area, Illinois area, check out Grumpy Bob's. Any item $12.99 and under is buy two get one free, which is why I got these games. So I got the games and the box and everything, and basically I still had a little extra credit left. Anyway, the last game I got from there is Data East, RoboCop 2. Now this one's also going up in value a bit. The thing that upsets me is the end label. There you go. Is exactly pretty. If nothing else, I'll probably find this later and trade. You know, I'll find it somewhere and I can trade or sell this copy off. RoboCop 2 is a little harder to find. Definitely RoboCop 1 you find everywhere, which is still a great game. RoboCop 2 is basically a side-scroller, same way. It's rough. It's hard, but it's a fun game, like most Data East games. And honestly, I really do enjoy it. RoboCop 3, I think, is like really hard to find. It's like a $40, $50 game, if I'm not mistaken. I could be really bad off, so don't quote me on that. Then I went to a flea market, and I came across The Walking Dead for PS3. Granted, it's only the case and the disc, but the disc was in good shape. The case is in pretty good shape. I asked the guy, he said $2. I figured for $2, you really can't complain. I had the game because I think I got it for free download actually through PlayStation Plus, but my Plus membership expired anyway, and I haven't really renewed it yet because I don't know if I'm going to renew it or when I'm going to. And not just that, but I deleted it because I put other games on my hard drive. So I figured for $2 for a physical copy isn't bad. Too bad it's not the Game of the Year edition or whatever with all the extra stuff. So then there's another woman, as a matter of fact, the same woman who I got all those games from, like the Princess Tomato and all those. She posted an ad showed that she still had games for sale, and one game that I know she had for sale, which I overlooked the last time I talked to her, was Taboo, and it was $3. It's kind of dirty. It's got some rental stuff on it. That stuff will come off pretty easy. It was like $3, so it was a little bit cheaper than normal price. The whole reason why I got that though was because she told me she had Super Nintendo games for me to look through, and I was so hoping that her prices were going to stay the same as Super Nintendo, like they did with Nintendo. Because Nintendo, she had $3 for a cart, $5 for cart and manual, or if it had the box, it was $5. So I get over to her house and I'm looking through her Super Nintendo stash, and I see Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3, Sunset Riders, Super Mario Kart, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, several other games. I was like, holy shit, dude! If I can get like Sunset Riders for $3 and Zombie Neighbors for $3, Donkey Kong Countries for $3 to $5 each, I'd be happy. She had a 10-star, which is a great game. But basically, I didn't have a lot of cash on me, and she decided to go to a local game store and see how much these were. So I don't know if the price that she got was what they would offer her or what they would sell for, because like they had Sunset Riders at like $76 or something, and I'm like, well, that's kind of an odd price. I'm not really sure which one they had it for. So I picked up 3 games from her. I picked up Super Mario Kart. It's a nice minty looking label. It's very decent looking. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I also picked up a complete in box copy of Donkey Kong Country 3. And it actually still has the plastic seal around it. It's cut on one side, so it could have been open. The inside's very pretty. It's got the plastic around the game. I'm not going to open it out and show you and everything, but it's got the manual in there, very pristine looking, poster in there, all the inserts. The only thing it's missing is the little plastic cover that goes over the game itself. The little plastic sleeve on the bottom, but still, you can't beat that. And last but not least, talk about Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I got that. I love that cover. Reminds me of the old zombie films. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Of course, that was made years before zombie games are popular. And it's actually a really good shooting game. I got all that for $50. So, I mean, those 3 games, the Nintendo game, you really can't beat that for $50. It's a pretty good deal. I'm supposed to be trading them off today, and if I do, I'll show you what I get the next video. So that's it. Running late here, so you all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.